Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Look, if your marketing efforts have been feeling a little bit scattered lately, you are exactly in the right place. Today, we're going to promise you a transformation. We're going to take all those disconnected, sometimes frustrating customer touchpoints, and we'll show you exactly how to turn them into a unified, high-performing growth machine. Okay, let's dive right in. On our agenda today, we're covering the omni-channel advantage, why connected channels drive growth, automating the customer journey, making engagement smarter with AI, common mistakes that slow growth, and finally, bringing it together with Leadnest. So, starting off with Section 1, the omni-channel advantage, connecting the modern customer dots. Now, we all know modern customers interact with brands everywhere, all at once. Because of that, the old single-lane approach is completely dead. Enter the omnichannel platform. Basically, this is a system that helps businesses manage their communication across email, SMS, push notifications, WhatsApp, and tons of other channels, all from one single place. The core purpose here isn't to just barrage people with more messages. It's about treating these channels together as one connected experience. Let's see what that actually looks like in reality. Picture this. A buyer discovers your product on social media, they get excited, they sign up via a web form, and then boom, they get a welcome email. Later on, a push notification catches their eye, prompting them to reply with a quick question on WhatsApp. Now, if your backend is disconnected, that whole journey is jagged and super frustrating for everyone. But linked through one platform, it feels like a single, seamless, and highly personalized conversation. Moving to Section 2, why connected channels drive growth, the compounding platform effect. So why does connecting these dots actually accelerate growth? Well, think about the old way, the single channel gaps on the left. A disconnected approach creates massive drop-offs. If you send an email and they happen to ignore it, well, that's a lost lead. You force the customer into one communication path. But if you look at omni-channel synergy on the right, it's totally connected. You're meeting customers where they already are. If they ignore that email, a perfectly timed follow-up SMS catches them instead. It just gives your brand so many more chances to stay relevant and drive action. And an omni-channel setup lets you respond instantly to specific user behaviors. Think about abandoned carts, sign-up completions, product interest, or even a churn risk. Actually, did you know you lose most of your high-intent leads if you don't reply within an hour? With this kind of setup, you don't wait around for a weekly newsletter. You act immediately. You slash wasted effort and get vastly better results from the exact same audience. Section 3, automating the customer journey. Moving beyond rigid schedules. Okay, so we know the why. Let's look at the how. A smart platform builds workflows that react to what users actually do. For example, triggering a welcome message the absolute second they sign up, followed by a special offer right after a purchase to really ride that momentum. You can set up gentle reminders after periods of inactivity, or instantly deploy support messages the moment a complaint is logged. This ensures your communication always feels timely and highly useful to the customer. But hey, here is a golden rule. Keep it simple. A few well-designed journeys vastly outperform a tangled web of super complicated ones. You don't need 1,000 workflows. Managing just a few clear paths, like, say, one for new leads, one for repeat buyers, and one for re-engaging inactive users, that keeps your whole system easy to manage and, more importantly, easy to improve over time. Section 4, making engagement smarter with AI, reducing the guesswork. Now, while you keep things simple on your end, AI can actually do the heavy lifting in the background to accelerate your strategy. It actively identifies user behavior patterns on the fly. It instantly spots those high-intent users who are ready to buy, flags inactive users before they churn, and continuously tests your campaign messages. AI doesn't replace your human strategy, but it dramatically accelerates your decision-making. It tells you exactly who to contact and when, massively reducing all that manual guesswork. Section 5, common mistakes that slow growth. 3 critical roadblocks to avoid. Before we get to the solution, we need to pivot to a cautionary tone for a second. I want to ask you directly, what is slowing down your growth? Take a second right now and think about your own back-end setup. Are you actually seeing the engagement you expect, or is there a bottleneck somewhere in your pipeline? Let's look at the top 3 growth killers. Number 1, sending messages without a clear purpose. If you just blast every channel at once, you're not doing marketing. You're just being annoying, right? Number 2, treating everyone exactly the same. If your VIP buyers are getting the exact same emails as your cold leads, they're going to ignore you. And number 3, ignoring the handoff between marketing and sales. Siloed data makes follow-ups painfully slow and honestly totally ineffective. Avoiding that first mistake, spamming, really comes down to using the right tool for the job. If your message requires immediate urgency, SMS is absolutely your best bet. But if you need to provide rich, deeper detail, use email. Aligning the channel with the intent guarantees your message stays relevant and, more importantly, welcome. Which brings us to Section 6, bringing it together with Leadnest, the ultimate growth system. We've talked a lot about best practices. Now let's look at a solution that actually ties all of this together into a real business strategy. The Leadnest Advantage unifies your customer outreach and timing entirely in one place. It massively reduces the time you spend managing separate, clunky tools. It provides cleaner reporting for agencies, and it makes your operations so much easier to scale. Because Leadnest tracks behavior and aligns your messaging under one single roof, your team spends their valuable time actually improving results, rather than wrestling with a dozen different software logins. I absolutely love this quote from the research. The best platforms do not just send messages. They help teams understand the customer journey and respond to it in a smarter way. And this just brilliantly illustrates the core philosophy of a truly valuable omnichannel system. A platform shouldn't just be a megaphone. It should be a listening and responding engine. So that brings us to our final thought for this explainer. I want you to ask yourself, is your current customer journey driving long-term growth, or is it just adding noise and complexity to your day? I highly encourage you to audit your setup today. If your tools are scattered, trust me, your customers feel it. It's time to build a unified engine that works for you, not against you. Thanks so much for joining me, and here's to mastering your growth.